So I'm going to jump right into it because I only have like 45 minutes. I got to go around 11:15, or sorry, 12:15, 12:20ish my time. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay. So I'm going to remove the squiggles really quickly, but this chart, I have not changed it. I won't change it. Let's just keep that. Okay. So everything in this chart still remains true. Okay. We were over here. Everything's in my channel, so you guys can fact check me. We were over here when I said, this level was very important to hold. Okay, we lost it. That was the mid-range point. We played along at that point, and I said this is a very at that point it was the most important level to hold, the 64.5 to 65K level. All right. I said if we lose it, we're going to range lows. We lost it. We went to range lows. If this level didn't hold, we were going to 53 to 50K. We got that. Okay. Although we didn't exactly hit my 53K level, it was close enough. Okay. And then I was completely bearish, and rightfully so, because look, we had a market structure break, right? We had, whoa, what the fuck? We had equal tops here, right? Equal / double top, okay? And then if this was our last higher low, we had broken structure, right? So now we were just making lower lows and lower highs, all right? So this was our market structure break, right? This was our last lower high, and I was looking for a reclaim back into the range. So if we take a look here, when we lost the range lows, we had a reclaim, we had a little deviation, reclaim support again, and then continue to go higher, okay? So yes, I was bearish, and just like I will flip sides on the daily, on the 4 hour. I don't care. I don't care. If you have a bullish bias, I have a bullish bias on a high time frame. So if we take a look at the 3-day chart, okay, or the weekly chart, we are still in an uptrend. So on a macro time frame, I'm still bullish. I was bullish, and I will continue to be bullish until that trend is lost. Okay. On a lower time frame, we were bearish. We had lost structure, okay? And to be fair, we're still not ultra bullish until this level, the 65 to 66K level is reclaimed. Basically, our boss level is 67.2. I do think that we're going to be chopping here a little bit until we see a tap of the range highs, okay? But we reclaimed the range. We did reject from this trend line here, okay? Rejected, and then we went back down into this demand zone. Perfect fill of the demand zone / order block, depending on how you want to play it, okay? And then now we are a little bit higher. However, if this 4-hour closes like this, we have a swing failure, okay? Meaning we have a liquidity grab, take out the highs, close below, and then maybe we start chopping again here from 65 down to 62. If we ever go back to range lows, that is for sure a long. Okay, so if we do something like this, it is a long. We will put in another higher low, and then we can go from there. Okay, but as we see right now, we need to reclaim this level for us to go higher. So if you're waiting for bids, okay, to fill, and they may not fill, but go ahead and start placing bids from anywhere from 61.5K down to 59K just in case we get it. Or now you have to wait until this boss level is flipped into support, and then you can play this range to the highs. Okay. Right now, if you're not in any positions, I would sit still, not do anything, because we are at major resistance here. Plus 4 hours going to close in about an hour and 19 minutes. Yep. So if this closes like this, we have a possible short-term pullback here. But for now, we have broken structure to the upside. All right, we actually came back and retested the previous SR, flipped it into support, so we are good, and we should continue to go higher. However, I still see us ranging until this boss level is flipped. All right, so that's what I was waiting for to give a whole bunch of calls. As soon as I saw that reclaim of the range lows, I sent out like 6 or 7 calls. Hopefully you guys took profits because most of them were up like 12 to 15%. And again, like these are my short-term trades. I have my long-term portfolio that I did sell some when we lost that 64K region. However, most of my long-term holds are still intact. I have not sold. Any trades that I've been giving recently are part of my short-term portfolio, short-term trades. Okay. Yeah, like Caleb, like 4 hours bearish market structure just recently turned bullish. Okay. Hello, my gay goat. Hey. Okay, so let's take a look at ETH. Okay. I know you guys would like that. All right, so let's take a look at ETH here. ETH broke down from this trend line. Okay. Now, I had a trigger to go long once this level was reclaimed. Okay. If we see this trend line here as well, right? This was relentless and didn't really give a pullback unless you drew the trend line like this, which is still valid, right? 3 touches. Okay. Work with me here. All right. So breakout, retest. I was waiting for a breakout and flip of this resistance, or this now SR, into support. We didn't get that. I honestly wasn't aware of the news for the ETF that came out yesterday until later. So when I saw it, like, we were already up a good like $100 from this point. If I had saw that news, I would have longed. Again, just like Bitcoin, right? If you guys, following my trades, I trade supply and demand zones primarily, order blocks. Perfect fill this order. I've told you it's purple, right? Because I'm gay. But perfect demand touch as well, and then continue to go higher. Now we have to be careful here because we possibly could have a double top here. So any move back down to here, in my opinion, is a buy. We'd be putting in another higher low in that case. So, this is still an SR point, right? We broke out, and then if we do get anywhere basically from 3,300 down to 3,250 is a buy for me. All right, so the ETF becomes tradable on Tuesday next week, right? 23rd. So that's what I would recommend to place buys. Otherwise, again, we are at resistance here. Okay, so hopefully we can go back down and then form that right shoulder, and then we can send her up on to 4K and higher. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for on ETH. Again, we're at resistance on a lot of these levels. Like double top possibly forming. I'd be patient. Basically, if we can get a dip down to, I think if Bitcoin goes down to 62, 63K, you start scaling into ETH. But this is a must-buy level for me. And then otherwise, I will buy on the flip of this on a lower time frame. So above 3,500, if we can flip that into support, which we haven't done so, right? Consolidation. This is all just resistance here. Flip it into support. I will go ahead and start scaling into an ETH spot position and then sell at all-time highs. Okay. Now, Sol has been the reason why I turned gay, but also the best coin to trade right now. Okay, the price action has been phenomenal on this. It's the only coin in terms of the BTC pairing where it's been strong. Okay, so we had a breakout Okay, we had a breakout, perfect retest, and this looks like it wants to continue to send. Have you noticed on dips, like Bitcoin dipped from 65.2 down to like 64.2? This is basically at the same exact point where it was at 65K. So because that SOL BTC pairing is so strong, the actual USDT pairing will stay stable if Bitcoin does dump. But take a look at this. And, you know, I continuously talk about flips, right? I continuously talk about SR flips, what SR levels are, how to play them. And this is a perfect example of that, all right? So if we were to take a look, I'm still heavily in this, by the way. I averaged up. DCAs are no longer valid. If we see, okay, that this level was a clear resistance point, right? We broke out. Once we broke out, this level becomes SR, okay? And then we flipped it to support here. So we got a nice move up once that happened, but then we lost it, turned it into resistance, rejection, and then we had a breakout, okay? So once we have a breakout, that level becomes an SR point, and then take a look at this. We come back down, right? Bounce perfectly from, let's make this purple. Okay, we come back down, and we bounce right at the line, and flipped it into support right there, and currently just from that line, it gave you almost a 6% move up. All right, now we are at resistance here. Okay, we are at resistance. Flip this, then we go higher. But right now, if we do get a decent size pullback, and by decent size I'm talking about like 1 to 2K pullback, the first coin that you guys should be trading and on your trade list, whether it's spot or leverage, should be SOL. Until this BTC pairing shows weakness, this USDT pairing will be, you know, very strong, and this should be, you know, a contender for your top coin to trade over the next possibly month to few months. All right. On a higher time frame, okay, higher time frame, we are approaching. Okay, this trendline bearish retest point. Okay, and we also have I wouldn't call this a symmetrical triangle, right? But we do have a bullish pattern here. All right, so break out, flip this into support, and then we grind much higher. My first targets are actually going to be a retest of the local highs and then all-time highs from there. My target for SOL this cycle is around $400 to $500. We might go higher. I'm just talking conservatively. However, don't fall in love with price predictions. Okay, take, you know, once we go into price discovery, then you draw your fibs and you take profits at certain levels. All right. I've never been a fan of people putting out price predictions. I've never been like when people ask me like, what do you think that this coin can go into the cycle? I always give a conservative target. You know, YouTubers and influencers will say like, oh, you know, I have a $1,000 target for fucking Litecoin or SOL, right? It's just all engagement farming. I don't like that, so I will never answer those type of questions because it just, you know, the hopes that people have will be like, if we never reach the $400, we reached, you know, 340, you still see us going back to 400. Like, it's just dumb. Okay, so play the levels on the chart. Have no emotions to any coin, but if you are happy with profits, go ahead and take it from there. Okay. These influencers and their high targets. Ooh, calling out Neil. Hold on. All right. All right. So I have about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm taking requests, and not all of them will make it. Okay, I'm on a time crunch here. I got to get into TSA. I'm taking 10 coins. All right, I'm gonna do this fast. Okay, Ondo on a higher time frame looks great. We've put in another higher low here. We have not broken structure. Okay. Possibly on a breakout watch here. Okay. We do have heavy resistance at $1.25 to about $1.30-ish. Okay. But on a lower time frame, okay, we are approaching resistance. So I think for Ondo, if you can get anywhere from $1.04 down to 87 cents, it's definitely a must buy. And then you basically target all-time highs from there. Granted, Bitcoin behaves. Okay, we would love to have Bitcoin, take the highs out around 65, 66K, just consolidate for a little bit, let alts catch up, and then go from there. Otherwise, you're waiting for this flip to happen, and then you can buy, target about like a good 8% move from there. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, right, breakout, retest of this level, and then you buy this zone here. This is my biggest conviction coin. I'm still stupid heavy in it. I closed my short-term trade, but I'm not selling this coin until at least $3 to $5. Let's see if the hat's still on. I closed my fucking trade too early. I got the bottom of the DCA, and it would have been almost a 50% trade if I still stayed in it. Again, I have no attachment to coins, so profit is profit at the end of the day. Well, what do we have here? We have an Adam and Eve pattern. All right, let me bring that up really quickly so we all see what I'm talking about. Sorry, my laptop is super fucking slow. Okay, price comes down. Here's your resistance. Here's your V. Here's your U. Breakout, retest, full send. All right. Now, I think this is a great coin to add to your meme stockpile. I do think that this coin can about 4x from here, probably at the end of the cycle, 4 to 5x. So not a bad idea to buy this. And your buy range, I mean, this is basically a range, right? So you don't want to buy it. I mean, again, lever traders, you don't want to lever trade from all-time highs, or not, sorry, at range highs, right? However, I think getting a 4 to 5x from here is great. So basically buying here down to range lows is good. I am recording, yes. All right. Now, if you're a lever trader, you're looking for a breakout of this range, flip it into support, and then you long, and your setup would look something like this, right? If that happens. So don't get into this coin right now, but if this were to continue to go higher, this would be your setup, and you'd fully TP here. one of my favorite patterns to trade. What coin is this? I will start scaling into some spot positions. Basically here all the way down to 1.5, and I'm not going to, like, I will probably add that to my long-term bag, and I'm not going to be looking to sell until the end of the cycle. I'll put that out once I land in the middle of nowhere, Melbourne, Australia. Sol. I went over Sol already. STX. Never heard of this coin before, but looks spicy. We have a break-in structure, right? Downtrend, last lower low, last lower high, broke out, flipped it. Okay, we have a nice little falling wedge with technical targets of here. Okay, now we have flipped this resistance into support, so let's go to a lower time frame. See, beautiful SR tap, right? Resistance. I can continue to draw this out even more. Okay, breakout just like Sol. Flip the SR into support, continues to run higher, putting in multiple higher highs and higher lows. Now, if we were to get a dip, this is the demand zone that you want to buy. If you're longing, right, this would be your setup. Now, at that point, your TP1 comes here because we're going back into the previous range, right? TP2 would probably be here as well, and then TP3 would be here. So your trade will be most likely like a 3.5 hour trade. I'm going to remove this. Otherwise, we're at resistance right now, right? Possibly putting in, I like that candle, but flip this, then you could long, the stop placements will be very, very tough. So if that's flipped, stops below the wick, target something like that. Now this will obviously be on a lower time frame. Okay, so you need this to break out, retest for the trigger, stops below this wick, target there. Is there negative funding on this coin? The price action looks weird. No, it's okay. STX. Okay. Ondo, and what's your high conviction coin? So Ondo is my highest conviction coin. My second highest conviction coin is Vanry. You know, I've been preaching this coin for a while now. For those that were in here with me, I think back in November or December, I gave that coin when it was TVK at 4 cents. We rode that bitch up like 7-8x. I took my initials and more out there. I'm still holding my long-term. That's my second long-term coin. And then basically the RWA sector and AI sector. Right now, the coin that I want to bank the most on is Floki. I think Floki goes to its all-time high. I'll cover that a little bit later on, but let me go through this. Sui. I don't know when I gave that, but I did well. Okay, same thing with STX here. right? Same exact, where'd you go? Same exact setup, okay? Now, the falling wedge looks a little bit weird. However, here's the last. Okay, we have a break in structure. If we are able to get a deep pullback, this is the demand zone that you want to buy. We tapped it briefly at the top, however, still valid. We have not broken 50% of it. Okay. Otherwise, we are at resistance here. Flip this, and your long setup would look something like this, just like stacks, right? Okay. TP1 and then TP2. Okay. This is based on the flip. Possibly flip happening now. 57 more minutes until this 2-hour candle closes, and then you can take that. However, just be cautious with this one. Lower time frame setups are much more riskier than higher time frame, and we are at resistance at Bitcoin and ETH, right? So I'll put these here. I don't use EMAs, but yeah. So Dogecoin was one of the setups that I gave on my Twitter a while ago, and I think I actually covered this in stream here, right? The original setup was, one sec. This is the original setup that I had. And I gave this on stream, right? I was looking for an ABC correction into this little order block here and filled it perfectly and got a nice 38% pump. Now we are on breakout watch here. I did mention the two coins that were going to pump hard yesterday in terms of the meme coins were going to be Floki, Popcat, and Dogecoin. And also, I mean, Dogecoin is a higher cap coin, so it didn't pump as much. Floki did, but we are at resistance here. Hopefully we get a little pullback, rejection from this trend line, and then continue to go higher. I can see this coin running to about 15 cents from here if we get a nice little breakout and consolidation. So okay, right, left shoulder, right. Okay, either we do this and get a small little dip, or you long on the breakout, retest, sorry, not on the breakout, on the retest of the breakout, and then you target supply zone. Okay, and then if you do that, I'd have a wider stop because I can see this going to 15 cents, TP1 and then TP2. Otherwise, we look for a pullback into, again, demand zones filled perfectly, right? Two separate setups. Whoops. Arb. I got 2 more coins than me. I just can't be late for this light. So Arb. One sec, I'm reading the chats. Stacks the BTC beta. Okay, sorry. Arb, let's take a look. Ooh, spicy. We have a possible reclaim here. If so, just like Bitcoin, right? Breakout, retest. Now if you're buying spot, right, your stops are manual under there, and we're targeting like $1.25. If you're a leverage trader, if we get the breakout and retest, okay, breakout, retest, confirm the flip and the deviation, and then TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay. Now if you want a shorter term TP, TP1 is here. I'll make that blue. Okay. TP2, TP3. However, lose this trend line and we fail the deviation and turn it into resistance. Okay. Alternatively, we have this move here. My stop loss would be a little bit tighter. I just need price action to develop here before placing it. But at this moment, if we break it, this is where it would be. If we go a little bit lower, I'd probably reduce it to like somewhere above here. Tighter, stop, just in case we reclaim it. So again, for this to happen, we need a breakdown, retest, and that's your confirmation. Once it rejects, to market short, stops somewhere above there. Nope. Sol, this will be uploaded on my YouTube channel after the fact. You guys can watch it there. I just gotta go. Sol, ETH, and BTC are always the first ones I chart. Okay. And then the last coin I will be taking a look at is Vanry. Okay. I did give these buy levels in my server, in my classroom server, so hopefully you guys took a look at that one. But I also did give this exact same one in my channel somewhere here. We are reclaiming this bottom support. This is very good. We have broken structure possibly. This is our last lower high, so we need to get above that. But get above 14.3, and then we have a nice, this should form, right? If we can get above, you're looking for a slight pullback, buy that higher low, and then here, right, TP1, buy that higher low, and then continue to go up from that point on. Okay, demand zone filled perfectly, right? This is a good buy point, to be honest. Like if you're looking to add to your Vanry spot bags, I would buy here back down to this 0.8 cent region. Sorry, I'm in a rush. Okay, and then the last one I wanted to share, Floki. Is Justy still here? I really hope he doesn't make an edit of me. I can't be game multiple times, but I really hope you guys bought in with me because I think we get a 50-cent move up. But I'm also, like, this is my higher conviction trade right now, the one I have my most money and bags in, because I am looking for this to go to all-time highs. So double my bag. We just need to clear this level here, and then I think we are set because this is resistance. Right, so if we can clear this, we go much higher. Ah, shit. He's back. No, I just basically said that this is going to go all-time highs, and you're going to make me a big, nice man, big man edit. The last TP is 50% move. So, yeah, so I'm like 50% allocated. This is my, like, I will sell a good chunk there, but I will add more to my bags if we can flip this into support, bringing my average from, here probably to like somewhere there, and then, my main TP will come here, and then all-time highs will be my last final TP. Lorenzo, you just have to wait until the video's up. I went over Sol already. Alright, so that's it for me. I'm going to head out. I'm going to stop recording here. The video will be up on YouTube.